Bob Dylan said a man can consider himself a success if he gets up in the morning, goes to bed at night, and in between does exactly what he wants.
What do you desire? What makes you itch? What sort of a situation would you like?
Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do.
Whatever it is that you want good, you decide once and now you go. You move with passion and you move with courage. You move with your heart, you move with your balls. And regardless of how you think about yourself, you do it anyway. You got courage and passion, so you take action.
You have to be willing to do something that only you believe in. Even if everybody around you says it's not possible and it's not smart and it's probably not the safest way to do things, if you believe in yourself and you believe that it's a good idea, do not listen to anybody else. That's just straight up truth.
Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
I know who I am and I know what I believe.
I know who I am, I know what I believe.
That's all I need to know.
And that's all I need to know. So from there, you do what you need to do. You know, and I think what happens is we make the situation more complex than it has to be.
Because we're looking for complexity. There's got to be something complex to understand.
It can't be that easy.
No.
It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it.
Trust yourself. What I mean by that is so many young people are getting so much advice from their parents and from the teachers and from everyone. But what is most important is that you have to dig deep down and ask yourselves, who do you want to be? Not what, but who.
I remember a lot of my YouTuber friends were like, dude, don't do that. What are you doing? Everybody's going to unsubscribe to your channel. There was a lot of big YouTubers who really know what they were doing on the site at the time that told me not to do it, that thought it was a bad idea. My parents thought it was a bad idea. Colette's parents thought it was a bad idea. For years, for probably the first 2.5 years, my mom was like, Shay, you need to get a real job. You need to go back to school. Shay, why don't you be a flight nurse? You like working with people. You like adrenaline. She was constantly texting me like, I'm just so worried about you. What are you going to do for a job, Shay? You have 3 kids. How are you paying for all this? I'm not going to say specifically, but there's family that we have that would like, what does Shay even do for a living? You know, like, why doesn't he get a real job? And there was a lot of, you know, not ridicule, but a lot of like questions. You know, a lot of people are saying that I shouldn't do it and that it was a bad idea and that I was jeopardizing the future of my family. And it has just gone to show that if you have an idea and you believe in it, don't listen to anybody else. You have to step out on a limb sometimes. You have to be daring. You have to take chances.
Don't listen to the naysayers. I mean, how many times have you heard that you can't do this and you can't do that and it has never been done before? Just imagine if Bill Gates had quit when people said it can't be done. I hear this all the time. As a matter of fact, I love it when someone says that no one has ever done this before, because then when I do it, that means that I'm the first one that has done it.
Being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. Why would you be realistic? What's the point of being realistic?
You have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path. And that will make all the difference.
No matter how much you've done or how successful you've been, there's always more to do, always more to learn, and always more to achieve.
But when the thing that you're doing is bigger than you, when it's a service, when it's a way that you can make the world better, your heart will instantly be animated and your balls will get you through it. Passion and courage.
I've never craved money. I've never been proud of money per se. In fact, the first few years of getting a newfound wealth, I felt guilty about it, and I still feel a little bit guilty about it because there was a nobility in poverty, really.
Forget the money. Because if you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid.
The businesses and institutions that last, they are not generally the result of a narrow pursuit of popularity or personal advancement, but of devotion to some bigger purpose, the preservation of the Union, or the determination to lift a country out of a depression, the creation of a quality product, a commitment to your customers, your workers, your shareholders, and your community. That's the hallmark of real success.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
If the critics want to say I failed, they can say it. Like if you look at my track record from the time I was young to the time 21, you could probably look at that and say that I failed. I did, but hear me very closely. Just because you failed doesn't make you a failure.
One of the things you got to understand, my friend, is that you're supposed to fail. You're supposed to fucking fail, because failure is the stepping stone to success. It's not just cliche.
And so my challenge to each and every single one of you here today is think about that big goal in your life and go out. Embrace the power of non-attainment. Go seek failure. Thank you.